Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to be here. Oh man, another amazing day, another beautiful day, yeah, for doing some news and playing some games. Yeah, we're gonna do some Fall Guys. We'll do a little bit of Apex. Chill out, have some fun. Chill Sunday. We'll have some good times, man. We'll have some good times. Hope everybody's weekend's been going well. Let's go ahead and do what we do here, man. Let's start pressing into this news segment. Again, let me reiterate here. It's in the title of the stream, and I'll put it out on socials pretty quick here. But 24th through 30th of August, no stream content, no news segments. No content creation at all. Like, everything's going to be down. I'm going to be away on a bit of a vacation and everything. So just be aware that that is happening. Okay, guys? Let's do this. Let's get in it. Let's go. Let's see what we can find here. Saints Row preload plans include bad news for PC gamers. See what's going on. A sneak peek inside Till Dawn, a new video game themed what? Let's see what this is. Two Switch exclusives dropped to their lowest prices ever. Let's see what we got. Space Channel 5 is getting a film adaptation from Sega. Okay. Fortnite and Destiny 2 reportedly crossing over with each other. Let's see what's going on there. Are they doing a mashup? That's weird. Looks like the new Avatar game is a kind of Breath of the Wild-esque kind of title. So there's that if you're interested. We've talked about this game in previous news segments, but I don't know that we necessarily hit on the fact that it's maybe a very Breath of the Wild-like title. So if you're into Breath of the Wild, maybe the new Avatar game is something for you to look into. Again, we're talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender universe, right? Not Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar from the movies. Uh, PlayStation Store update quietly addresses shovelware. Look at this thing. The ultimate Assetto Corsa gaming machine. Let's see what this is. Look at the picture they put here. Is this concept or is this real? Looks like Riot's going to be putting in new crosshair features in Valorant. Oh, a Wukong gets a new 6-minute trailer. That's a big hyped up game. Let's see what we got there. Looks like Marvel Spider-Man Remastered got its first Steam update. We'll take a quick peek and see if there's anything notable. I'm going to skim these patch notes. From what I've read so far, the game was pretty good on its port to PC. I didn't come across anything. I haven't played it, but I also didn't come across anything where people seemed to have any kind of substantial issues either. So we'll take a look. We'll see if there's anything worth noting. Okay. I'm just going to throw this in chat. 7 games to play like Chrono Trigger. If you are into, I don't know, we might skim it. We'll skim it. Let's just skim it. Let's pivot here. Get that pivot. Yeah. Here's another article. Leaked Avatar: The Last Airbender game compared to Breath of the Wild. Okay. That is not a bad game to be compared to out the gate, that's for sure. I mean, time will tell if that comparison holds true or not, because Breath of the Wild is a beloved game. It has become what many people consider to be the best game of all time at this point. So, is that necessarily going to be what Avatar: The Last Airbender is? Probably not. But to be compared to something like Breath of the Wild, it probably has a very similar art style, some similar game mechanics and things like that. That's not a bad thing for that game coming out of the gate. Yeah, we've talked about a lot of this here lately. We'll take a quick look at this one. I don't think we've talked specifically about this game, but any kind of game in which you're, potentially backing a game, the idea of the concept of a video game, you're being one of the a number of people investing in the idea of the game coming to fruition does not mean that the game will in fact become a playable piece of software. So I think it's a bit short-sighted for people to get, I mean, unless there's something on the front side for this, whatever platform this is, these games are being kickstarted. Obviously, Kickstarter in and of itself is its own platform, which is very popular to do this on. But whatever platform these games are getting backed on, unless there's some kind of like fine print that says if the game doesn't end up becoming some kind of playable version, warranty-wise, right? Like, your investment will be refunded if we don't get the game to a certain playable point, blah, blah. Then I find it crazy that people are like up in arms about the idea of a game not coming to fruition. Because that's just part of game dev. It happens from indie devs all the way up through AAA devs. They have games that just don't make it. So investing in the idea or the concept of a game from, something that some developers have put out there as, hey, we would like to create this. If it sounds like a good idea, would you consider, please, helping us out with some monetary backing for this project? People buy into that idea. They decide they want to invest. And then the game doesn't come to fruition or whatever. and then they get up, they're like, I want my refund. It doesn't work like that. It shouldn't work like that, anyways. Now, can that be a scummy situation? Absolutely. But that's why I think it's important for people to make sure that they're doing their research. Who are the individuals behind this game? Have they made games before? Have they published and fully released games before? Now, that's also not a telltale sign that a game is absolutely going to come out. Chris Roberts, Star Citizen, okay? But educate yourself on whatever you're planning on investing in, right? All right. We read about this yesterday. You know, and I mean, dude, I am not a fan of this company. I'm not a fan of Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call this company. I think they're a big scum box, a horrible, horrible institution, business, corporation. And what I will say, though, is a lot of what we read yesterday about. So they got wrecked, basically, right? They came out, showed everybody what the metaverse looked like currently, and they got kind of obliterated through social media and things about how terrible it looked, and it did look pretty terrible. It looked like one of the original Sims games or something, except for the fact that nobody even had any kind of lower part of their body. It was just like waistline and up. You know, that was it for avatars or people's in metaverse avatars or whatever. And to be fair, a lot of what we read yesterday was like they want to make this as accessible as possible to the most amount of people as possible, right? Which means that to a great extent, you can't make this super, super graphically hardware intensive, right? Because not everybody has the kind of hardware to run something very, very powerful. So that was probably one of the big plays. There were some other ideas that came into this, and I would say go check out yesterday's news segment if you're interested, because we dive into it in detail there. That would be August 20th edition. But we'll take a quick look here and see what happened. They definitely got a lot of criticism about the way the metaverse appeared. It was very, very plain, very yesteryear, as it were, as far as technology goes. So we'll see. Talk about the new Lord of the Rings game that's on the way over the past few episodes. I'm not going to dive into that anymore. Not until we get something substantial. Rainbow Six Siege shows off new operator, teases full summon. We'll see what's going on there. All right, let's stick with this. Let's stick with that. That's a good amount of articles for today. Okay. Get in this. Saints Row confirms its preload plans for all platforms, though there is some bad news for PC Epic Game Store users. These cars are dope. Very old muscle car look and feel. Not counting remasters and re-releases, it's been 7 years since the last series Saints Row game has hit the market. Luckily for fans of the franchise, the Saints Row reboot is right around the corner. Set to launch on August 23rd, those who are excited to play the game may want to prepare by preloading, and now the preload information has been revealed for the game across the various platforms it will be available on. Saints Row is launching August 23rd, we're talking 2 days, at 12 a.m. local time, so a day and a half. Those on Xbox are able to, well, a day and 3/4. Are able to preload Saints Row right now, while those on PlayStation will be able to preload the game 48 hours in advance. This means that Saints Row PlayStation preloads should go live either late tonight or at some point on August 21st. This is good news for console gamers. But those that plan on playing the game on PC through the Epic Game Store are out of luck. It's been confirmed that Saints Row on Epic Game Store will not have any preload option available. It's been said that this is due to some technical stuff. Though specifics beyond that have not been revealed. Random mode time, guys. PC players hoping to play Saints Row as soon as it is out may be especially frustrated by this development because the only way to play it on PC is through EGS. Saints Row is an Epic Game Store exclusive, with fans having to wait quite some time to play the game on Steam. PC gamers holding out for the Steam version of Saints Row will have to wait until at least 2023 to play the game on that platform. The exact date of Saints Row Epic Game Store exclusivity wraps up has not been announced. It usually isn't. Usually about 6 months to a year afterwards. So we're talking anywhere between probably around March of next year through this time, August of next year, you'll see Saints Row hit Steam more than likely. I guess I should just keep reading. It's likely that Saints Row Epic Game Store exclusivity will last for at least 6 months to a year. There we go. So while it's possible fans can play it on Steam in early 2023, the more likely scenario is the Steam version is a year out at least, yeah. Epic Game Store exclusivity has been a hot button topic since Epic's launcher was released. Yeah. That's not what we're here for. Here's the thing, guys. Here's my thing. You do you when it comes to what I'm about to talk about, right? And I know that it's difficult to not indulge in this kind of thing when it comes to these series and titles that you're very, you've grown to love over the years, right? I am becoming less and less of a proponent of this whole preload thing. And I'm actually leaning more towards like advocating for people to have a chance to try the game in maybe a demo mode or something like that before they ever even decide that they want to throw money into a title. We've been duped so many times in the past, and even in games that have come out that have felt good on certain platforms, Elden Ring, have felt terrible on others, right? And so pre-ordering a game and just to get the preload and everything like that, to get ready to play it day one, while there's an amount of hype for people in regards to that kind of mechanic, if the game is a mess on release, it ultimately just feels bad, right? So what I would say is people are going to spend their money the way they want. My advice is at least try to get your hands on a demo or something like that. Play the game before you decide to dive in and spend your hard-earned cash, which is coming to be like $70 a pop on new AAA games at this point, where sometimes you can feel very scummed on the quality that the game is at release. Yeah, so my opinion, but what this comes down to right here is that it looks like your preload for the game on Xbox or on PlayStation and Xbox is kind of currently becoming a thing, whereas on Epic, it's probably not going to happen unless something changes very soon. So that's the big news in regards to this title. Let's get these rando emotes going. And I put an S on there because I said it. I haven't had enough coffee. Oh, man. DB style. Get your random mode in there, guys. Let's see. A sneak peek inside Till Dawn. God. A new video game themed bar and cafe in Seattle. Well, this isn't really video gaming news, but apparently a cafe / bar has opened up in Seattle based on the game. So I'm not going to read into this. This isn't actually news in regards to video games. So if you're interested, though, that's pretty cool. Take a look. 2 Nintendo Switch exclusives dropped to the lowest prices ever. Nintendo's exclusives on the Nintendo Switch are the driving factor for people who want the console second only to the mobile aspect of the Switch. But considering how long Nintendo keeps its games at full price via the eShop, not always easy to find them on sale. It does work out sometimes. However, in instances like the sale that's currently going on through a number of different retailers, it's dropped 2 different games to their lowest prices they've ever reached. Those 2 Nintendo Switch exclusives are Mario Golf Super Rush and WarioWare Get It Together. Okay, looks like both of these games are available as physical or digital copies on Amazon for $40 right now, US. The physical versions of the Mario Golf game and WarioWare game are discounted through the Nintendo eShop too, but the digital versions are not. All right? If you're interested to throw this in chat, there you go. Space Channel 5 is getting a film adaptation from Sega and Picture Start. Space Channel 5 joins Comic Zone as the latest game-to-movie adaptation from Sega and Picture Start. It's been announced that Sega Corporation is partnering with Picture Start to adapt a film adaptation of the classic video game Space Channel 5. Space Channel 5 is a music video game where people can play as a reporter who battles villains with dance in a futuristic world that mirrors the 60s. The film adaptation is said to follow an unhappy fast food worker who gets recruited by a reporter sent from the future to stop aliens from ending the world. The only way to stop the aliens will be through modern viral dances. It's not clear whether this film will be live action or animated. The idea to take the game's central concept and incorporate what sounds like TikTok trends is certainly a bold move, but may prove to be very timely. The film adaptation of Space Channel 5 is being written by Barry Battles and Nir Paneri. Battles wrote and directed 2012 action comedy The Baytown Outlaw, starring Billy Bob Thornton and Eva Longoria. Paneri penned the script for the 2012 sci-fi flick Extracted, which was nominated for the Emerging Visions Award at South by Southwest. Doesn't look like they currently have a director attached to the project. Looks like Sega is also in the process of producing a film adaptation of Comic Zone video game. Yeah, they've also already announced that by the end of 2024, they're going to have the next Sonic out. Details for the film adaptation of Space Channel 5 are currently scarce, but stay tuned as there will be more updates, okay? This is what we have to look forward to. This is the movie. No, I'm just playing. Go. We'll see. I mean, it is just tick, 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 man, with the video game to movie or video game to TV show adaptations. It is happening in full effect, man. If you can swoop one up and turn it into a decent show, that's where it's at right now. Fortnite and Destiny 2 reportedly crossing over with each other. Fortnite and Destiny 2 are reportedly crossing over with each other, meaning both games will receive skins and content from the other title. Do Destiny 2 players really want to see Fortnite crap in that game? Here's the thing that's weird to me. I feel like Fortnite incorporates this kind of, method of bringing in other cosmetic skins from other universes and things much better than some other worlds do. Like seeing Magic the Gathering incorporate Fortnite cards seems cringy to me. Seeing Destiny 2 bring in Fortnite skins, that doesn't seem right. I don't know how they're going to make that work. I just can't picture it, I guess, is my thing. Epic has been supporting Fortnite with massive new content drops on a regular basis, from skins to grand scale events that disrupt the entire way the game is seen. It's a really unique experience and one that has continued to evolve for half a decade. Bungie was one of the first developers in the console space to truly imagine a modern live service game, as Destiny was expected to have a 10-year plan, though it kind of crumbled when the developer created Destiny 2, which may be more in line with that initial vision. With that said, the two revolutionary games will reportedly be crossing over with each other. According to GinsorKR on Twitter, some Fortnite skins were found in Destiny 2. They're actually incredibly cool-looking skins, though it's unclear how they'll be incorporated into the Bungie game. Given Destiny 2 features individual pieces of armor that offer certain benefits, it's unknown if this is purely for cosmetics or if these will be part of some kind of larger quest. Also rumored that Fortnite will get some Destiny 2 content as well, though nothing specified has been mentioned. A new Destiny 2 showcase is slated to take place on August 23rd, so it's likely this info will be announced there. As of right now, it's unclear just how big this crossover will be in terms of content. Nevertheless, the fact that both games are essentially exchanging content is a new strategy. Usually a brand will promote its newest product, such as a film or a game, in Fortnite via some skins, yeah. But it's rare to see it go both ways. Of course, nothing has been confirmed, so some, if not all, of this information could be incorrect, so take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I mean, seeing Fortnite stuff come into Destiny is a much harder thing for me to picture than, again, Fortnite bringing in cosmetics and skins for Destiny's universe. Destiny's got some great artwork. I played Destiny 2 on release. I bought like the enhanced version of the game and everything. I had a great time playing the game. I played it all the way up until the first expansion came out, and then I kind of just lost interest, started playing other games and stuff. It wasn't that I wasn't still having fun in the game. I just had other things I wanted to play. So, we'll see, I guess. We'll see. But there you go. I mean, and dude, Fortnite is just like, mashup after mashup, or collaboration after collaboration, I guess. They just did Dragon Ball. They're already bringing in Destiny. They're always doing something, man. They are promote. Marketing, man. They've got a good marketing team behind that game, and rightly so. I mean, rightly so. PlayStation Store update quietly addresses shovelware problem. Sony appears to have released a behind-the-scenes PlayStation Store update to address an issue with an influx of content users regarding as shovelware. The update in question seems to have reorganized how the PlayStation Store's newest games are presented to those browsing the marketplace so that people can have an easier time finding games perceived to be a better value. Despite Sony not bringing attention to this change, people have taken notice already and seem to appreciate the new PlayStation Store experience. First noticed by Push Square, the PlayStation Store change is seen easiest by heading to the desktop version of the store itself and looking at the quote new games section. In doing so, you should see a lineup that looks like the one below with games such as Madden NFL 23, Cult of the Lamb being some of the first ones that show up. Okay. You're seeing the games displayed in the manner because the default sorting option for the new game section is now best selling, as opposed to sorting the list by which games are actually the newest of the new. That sorting option can be seen by selecting the release date, new to old, filter. This was the default way new games were presented prior to the PlayStation Store update, and filtering the games that way shows the following lineup. Okay, yeah. Yep. You'll still see some recognizable names and series by sorting the games that way, but the issues players took with that filter option was that it presented browsers with games like The Jumping Kebab, The Jumping Noodles Turbo, and Taco Fun in quick succession. The cheap, repetitive nature of those games were factors that earned them the shovelware criticism, levied by users who were tired of trying to look for new releases only to find games they considered to be low-value copy-paste products. As some have pointed out, it's easy to disregard those games, but some take issue with them even further given their sources of low-effort trophies for players to acquire and inflate their profile scores. That also doesn't matter since trophies don't mean anything aside from being able to claim a personal achievement. Yeah, it's just a flex, dude. But all this builds into a larger problem people have with low-quality games cluttering the store. While it does show some action is being taken, this change can also be viewed as a temporary solution, too, given that this will potentially make it more difficult for indies and true new releases to be found. I mean, here's the thing, though. This is a difficult thing. This is what they're showing, right? Like, as far as new games go, you see things like they were talking about, like, The Jumping Kebab and The Jumping Noodles Turbo. Like, these are not games you're normally going to hear about, yeah? But it's important for people that are working their way into video game development, no matter what the game is that they're working on or, getting in a playable state, quite often it starts in this fashion. You're not working your way almost, ever as an initial developer, especially as a single developer or a small group of people as an initial title. You're not, breaking into a big modern-esque kind of, super modern title. That's not the way it works. You're usually trying to get your basics about you with creating something kind of simple and letting people have the access they need to show people what they're creating. And I think that's a lot of what these games tend to be are people, not always, but to a great extent, that's what a lot of this is. People love to do game creation. They like to mess around and enhance their skill in that and show off what they've been making, what they can do. And that's evolution of people's skills. And so letting them have access, a way to publish these kinds of games is good. Does it mean a ton of people are probably going to access them? Probably not. But it's still good. I understand how it can really pollute an online store and everything, but it's also kind of a pivotal thing for developers, their process of being able to showcase what they've been working on, what they've been doing, and their evolution as a game developer, yeah? Here we go. Shenanigans. Take a drink of coffee. This ultimate Assetto Corsa gaming machine takes its inspiration from a grand piano. ProDrive and Callum have created a supercar for the home, with plenty of computing horsepower under the hood and stylish lines that will complement any supercar. Chat, how much is this going to cost? How much is this going to cost right here? ProDrive is a big name in motorsports. A company that can design, build, train, and maintain winning race cars and their drivers in practically any category. The company's most recent technological innovation swaps rubber for silicon, creating a simulator cabinet that's a cut above a standard gaming rig. Designed by Callum, the design consultancy established by former Jaguar head designer Ian Callum, the original brief for this 3.3 meter long machine was for a piece of hardware that wouldn't look out of place in a high-end home. Bro, they should just put some wings on it, or like some fans or something. Turn it into a legit like flying craft. It could double, right? It could double. You could play games on it when you're not needing to go anywhere. But then the monitor and everything can like double as like your screen and stuff for all your controls and everything when you need to fly somewhere. It's easy, dude. They missed an opportunity right here. Combining a continuous shell of black lacquered bent ply, the simulator has been built with the finest components available, including a 12-gig GeForce RTX graphics card and an AOC 49-inch dual QHD 5K resolution curved monitor with a 165 Hz refresh rate. Steering wheel is Precision Sim Engineering's Le Mans-inspired LM Pro wheel, a 1,500, that is pounds, right, device that comes with 5 rotary dials, 12 push buttons, and carbon fiber paddles, connected via a SimiCube 2 Pro direct drive system for ultra-precise force feedback. The mechanical's pedal box is electrically adjustable, as is the Cobra Nagaro Street Sport seat, an off-the-shelf item used by many racing professionals for real-world racing. A pair of Bowers & Wilkins PX7 headphones brings the race world to life. ProDrive hopes the sim will be eagerly adopted by classic car collectors, racing drivers, and esports professionals, as well as those who want the latest and greatest hardware without compromising interior aesthetics. Ian Cullum, who recently shaped the ProDrive Hunter off-road rotor, describes the simulator as a true art object, instrument that is both sculptor and tool, and which should endure for many upgrades to come. The ProDrive simulator by Callum is priced at £39,000 plus tax. Easy, right? Pocket change. Pocket change. There you go, guys. I mean, if you're interested in this grand piano that should probably fly, instead of just playing racing games, there you go. Oh, here we go. Wukong. A little bit of some new Wukong action. Night mode. Give me night mode. Yeah, I love night mode. Black Myth. Wukong gets a new 6-minute trailer. One of the coolest aspects of action RPGs is how different they are from each other, whether it be from the approach to gameplay or storytelling, or even where the game is developed. From Western RPGs like Elder Scrolls to JRPGs like Final Fantasy, there's almost a style for everyone. One game that has swung the front of the pack that took many by surprise, which is Black Myth Wukong, which is developed by Chinese developers Game Science. Focusing on the journey of the Chinese god Wukong's action RPG has looked incredible from what gameplay we've seen so far. Now, a new 4K trailer has dropped, diving into some of the characters players will encounter in Wukong. Late last night, a 6-minute story trailer was released by Game Science, showcasing in-game cutscenes in motion. While the trailer is spoken in fluent Chinese, it is easy enough to follow along thanks to the subtitles provided in the trailer. Thank you, that's great. Portraying a dark and mysterious world, the trailer gives almost an intense horror vibe. Yeah, it's got some really kind of horror-esque kind of stuff in the game. While it is known that this game is an RPG, the dark overtones in the story make me wonder what kind of horrors we might see in the final game. You can check out the full trailer below. While the game doesn't have an official release date, it is reportedly set to be released sometime in 2023. Undoubtedly, we'll hear more in the future as the developers feel comfortable to share more. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. We talk about it a lot. I would much rather them just be kind of vague about the release date until they're very sure that they're going to hit that mark, right? Good morning, sir. What's up, Wick? How are you, dude? My dude. Yo, let's watch this real quick. The new Wukong, man. This game has been hyped for a long time, and it's cool to get some new trailer stuff here. Wick, what's up, buddy? My dude. How are you, man? It definitely has like Soulsborne vibes to it, right? I mean, there's like some dark stuff that we've seen within this title already.
快来快来，他们到了！又不是三姐姐你成亲，这么着急做什么？叫你编排我，今天我就收拾收拾你的小蹄子。哎呀，好姐姐，就饶了我吧！来了来了，新郎官来了。我来迟了，妹妹们久等。我到母亲日思夜想的，是个什么俊俏郎君，怎么生的这般憨丑？嘴脸是有些阿杂。 不过母亲喜欢就好，丑是丑，听说以前倒还有些本事。为了抓他，母亲的家传宝贝都用上了，可是费了老了劲儿了。哼，二姐姐真是勤俭啊！捉到好东西，也不先让妹妹们尝尝。妹妹好大的气性，母亲心心念念要嫁的人，少根指头，咱们都没好果子吃。 嫁了他又有什么用？我们还不是一辈子。
Oh, the spooter. Nice, dude.
连你也不晓得。
Dude, spiders with real spindly legs are pretty creepy, man.
这还没开始行礼，你们就急着要闹喜糖了？
嗨，不过是母亲修炼用的精元。我们呐，别操那没用的心。 姐姐，人我就
That's rude.
一路辛苦了。姐姐，母亲是老糊涂了，妹妹们又不晓得事，难道你也看不出来吗？你就当
You probably can't help it.
也是我们做儿女的尽一次本分。我何尝不心疼她？她数十年
Is it, dude? It was storming for me yesterday.
就是拜这蠢物所赐。
On and off, like it stormed pretty good that yesterday morning. Then it let up a little bit, and then it stormed again. It's pretty overcast for me today too.
有些事情不看对错美丑。
You should probably take the day off,
强弱
dude.
输赢都是机缘巧现编织的宿命。
姐姐，
Too scary.
你我当时都未
Too
出
scary.
生，不曾见母亲用过的情，自然也参不透她今日的痴心。
师伯那边，
走一步看一步吧。 借来的福分，能多享一日，也是好的。你，随我来。前面便是母亲的蓝房了，这里有几句话要叮嘱你。母亲平日里都是好的，
I gotta start packing tonight.
只爱独享，千万别去沾惹她。 还有，别细看他的脸，尤其是眼睛。
姐姐，不能再耽搁了。
我的话，你可要细细记住了。
快去，别误了时辰。
为何相见恨晚，情深却不寿？管他虚情假意，花落谁似？
哥哥，你让妾身养得好苦啊！
Vampire!
果然不是人过
Definitely vampire.
能回来就好。姑娘们，排宴。
Spooter. Vampire Spooter. Huh. There's been a lot of hype around this game for a long. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Nice. I'm so glad they showed that. I thought they were just going to end it without showing it. Nice. That's awesome. Talk about some nightmare fuel. Cool. Well, there's a little bit, man. You know, this game has been hyped up for a long time. And everything we've seen looks pretty cool, right? I mean, as far as I'm concerned. But, nope. Flamethrower, right? It's like, hard note. Speaking of spiders, Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered gets first Steam update, patch notes revealed. I'm just gonna skim this, guys. Not nice, not awesome. I thought it was cool. I'm just gonna skim this. Everything that I've heard so far about Spider-Man coming out was that it felt pretty good, you know, on PC. Other than the fact that it cost so much. 4-year-old game came out and cost $60, you know. Yeah, dude. So somebody needed a big glue trap. So while some of the now officially out on the PC platform, Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered, time to start seeing the developers release updates to address various issues that have cropped up since the game's launch. Some of those were worked out prior to the game's PC release to fix bugs and improve performance. First post-launch update has now landed on the PC platform as of this week. Addresses a few visual bugs as well as some ray tracing issues players may have been experiencing. Looks like ray tracing may have been causing some crashes. Some visual glitches. It didn't look like there was a whole lot they needed to do right now, to be honest. I mean, if you're interested in what these patch notes have, I'm not going to read through them all. Right? You like that? Back-to-back spoilers, dude. Yeah. I mean, if you're interested, again, we didn't really hear much about there being anything significantly wrong with Spider-Man Remastered coming with its PC port, which is great. That's great. But usually anytime a game gets released, whether, you know, it's a 4-year-old game that gets a port or a brand new game, there are going to be some issues. And they're taking care of it, apparently. So if you're interested, there's the list right there, okay? I would take a deeper dive into that if this was an issue where there were like significant issues going on, just to see where the developers were taking the process of fixing everything. But it just seems like kind of minor stuff. But that doesn't demean the fact they need to be taking care of those things, and it appears they are. We'll skim this real quick as well. Chrono Trigger is a beloved game, okay? 7 games to play if you like Chrono Trigger, all right? Secret of Mana, of course. Octopath Traveler. Final Fantasy VI. This is Final Fantasy VI in Japan. In the US, this is Final Fantasy III. All right? Edgar, Cyan, Setzer, Cells. Was her name? Dude, I can't remember her name right now. So in the US, this is Final Fantasy III, which is one of my favorite all-time RPGs. Top 5. But it'll be referred to as Final Fantasy VI quite often because that's what it was in Japan. Radiant Historia. Xenogears. Which, obviously, everybody knows Xenogears 3 just came out. It's got really good reviews. Xenogears, is classic, right? And even the newest iteration of the game has gotten really, really good reviews on the Switch and everything. So I'd say if Xenogears seems like something you're interested in, probably dive in there and maybe, you know, try out the new one. And if you're feeling nostalgic at some point, go back and play the older ones. Or vice versa. Start with the older ones and work your way up. Nothing wrong with that, for sure. Dragon Quest XI. Yeah. Live Alive. This is a newer game that is really making a name for itself. Yeah, it came out just not too long ago, and it seems like this is a pretty nice little RPG. So throw this in chat for our RPG lovers. There you go. Here we go, guys. We ran out of financial resources. Crypto-backed Untamed Isles fails to refund Kickstarter backers after scrapping the game. We talked about this game already. I'm talking about it again because I want people to understand that this is obviously a big thing in game dev nowadays, right? Developers, whether it be a just regular game that has nothing to do with crypto, Web3, NFTs, blockchain, or it is in fact a game that is built on, or the idea of the game is built on the premise of a crypto economy, and it incorporates Web3, blockchain, NFT kinds of mechanics. Any kind of game, you know, can be basically thrown out there as an idea for people to back, right? If they don't have a major corporation helping them out, or if it's not a major corporation in the first place, to, you know, front the money for this development process, quite often that's the way it works, right? Whether it be on Kickstarter or some other platform to get people to back the game. But I feel like people have to understand that this is something that could potentially not come to fruition, right? You're investing in the idea of a potential game. And usually when you back a game, if you are a backer, they promise you certain in-game things when the game fully releases. But there isn't usually any kind of promise on the front end of the game being fully completed, right? Like, yo, if we don't complete this game, you get your money back or whatever. That's not usually the way it works. It's like, you know, when the game comes out, you'll get your, you know, your backer avatar, you know, you'll get your name put on a plaque for everybody to read, you know, your name be in the credits. There's stuff like that. But I feel like people get up in arms whenever a game shuts down, right? Or it doesn't fully get released or whatever. Does it feel bad? Absolutely. But people have to understand that games all the time in development don't make it to full release, right? Whether it be a backed game or a game from a AAA dev, you know, they go through an entire part of the development process, and they just don't make it, man. So for people to try and throw a fit, I feel like this is like a kind of investment risk kind of scenario people get themselves thrown into, right? And does it feel bad? Absolutely. I'm not saying it shouldn't feel bad. But what I want people to do is to take a more careful approach to these kinds of investments, right? Understand that this is a risk kind of reward scenario where you're risking putting money into something that might not fully come to fruition. The reward being that when it does, you might get some added bonuses on the back end for whatever they promised you for being a backer of this product, right? And we read about this particular game shutting down, not making it, saying they ran out of financial resources. And look, I mean, we talked about the same kind of, we talked about Star Citizen yesterday. Chris Roberts started Star Citizen back in 2010. It was like, hey, we want to start this game. Star Citizen, he's a very well-known developer, right? Very famous developer. The game was supposed to full release in 2014. They are at $500 million, $500 million into that game at this point. It was supposed to full release in 2014. It still hasn't. So, I mean, that's a scam in and of itself right there, The game has some playable modules and everything, but it's just, and it makes developers look bad. This kind of thing happens. It makes developers look bad that have done a very good job at creating amazing pieces of software, video games for us that were Kickstarter projects, that were backed projects. This kind of thing makes them look bad, right? This is mismanagement of funds, is what it is. It's mismanagement of people's, faith in whoever that was. And that's another thing. If you're planning on investing in this kind of potential, then the best thing you can do is research the people and companies that are actually involved in the production of this software, right? To see if they have any kind of substantial foundation, right? That you can put your faith in this being something that probably will or will not come to fruition, But again, just because they've done something good before doesn't necessarily mean they will again. Star Citizen, Chris Roberts, perfect example. So, this is just another example of people feeling scammed because they put in a lot of money. How much was it that they got backed? We read about it yesterday. It'll probably say here. The scope of Untamed Isles was extensive, and developers Fat Loot Studios were open about their goals with those who had backed them on Kickstarter. Supposedly, there would be a tokenization system of the in-game assets associated with Direwolf. Players would also have gotten a vast open world filled with exciting adventures. There will be a provision for the play-to-earn. Yuck, dude. Gross. Model, as players would be provided with the opportunity to play with friends and engage in PvP combat. Things didn't look too bad as the studio continued to draw more than $500 million in funding and development. That's an insane amount of money for a piece of software for a game. That's insane. So you can't tell me there's some kind of mismanagement going on there. And it feels terrible. However, cryptocurrency's volatility is a significant risk, possibly ending the developers' dreams. To make matters worse, they don't have the funds to refund the investors and backers, as all the money has gone towards development costs. That's an incredible, incredible amount of money for a game to die. I'm not going to read all this. We read about it yesterday or the day before as well. Just be careful. My big thing here is to have people be careful, right? Because it's not like this project didn't have a significant amount of money to build on, right? That is insane. That is an insane amount of money for a project to fail. Saying that we ran out of financial resources. They're saying they ran out of financial resources at $500 million to back this. Be prepared for the fact that if you plan on investing in some kind of project like this, there's always the likelihood that it could bite you in the butt, okay? That's my thing. Protect yourselves. Be careful. We read about this yesterday. Again, the Zuck, he was getting wrecked on social media about the metaverse, the way it looked and everything. And Wick, I know this is your dude, all right? I'm sorry. But, and again, I kind of related to what we read yesterday in regards to the metaverse being this very, very graphic, hardware-intensive kind of experience is not necessarily the best play in the first place, right? It needs to be accessible to a vast array of people. And the less intensive and demanding it is on hardware, the easier it's going to be for a wide array of people to access the metaverse. So that is absolutely, I think, a big play of what they're doing here. Nonetheless, Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call that company, and Mark Zuckerberg took a huge hit yesterday on the way it looked, right? It looked like the original Sims game or something. Aller, what's up, buddy? So Zuckerberg has changed and updated his new metaverse avatar after the original version took heat from the internet over its poor graphics. The reaction was spurred by the premiere of the new VR app from Meta called Horizon Worlds, which premiered in France and Spain last week. Yeah, so this was the this was the original shot here, right? And this is where everybody was like, dude, this looks terrible. And all the avatars only have like torsos and heads. They got like no legs or anything either. And apparently this is what came out. On Friday, Zuckerberg began the pivot saying, I know the photo I posted earlier this week was pretty basic. It was taken very quickly to celebrate a launch. This doesn't look a whole lot better, dude. But, I mean, better than this. But that avatar, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about VR a lot. This will be my take on it. I'll give you my take on it. So we'll see more, but I'm not going to dive into this. We talked a lot about this yesterday. Just know that, you know, basically they're taking a hit. But I think it does hold true that, and I'm not a fan of this company. I hate this company. I don't have Facebook. I got rid of mine a long time ago. I actually advocate for anybody that has a Facebook account. If you're not aware of the kinds of scummy stuff that this company has done and still does do, take a look, do your research online. I'm not going to get into it right now, but do your research about what this company is about, what the kinds of things that they've done. See what you can do about moving yourself off of this platform. It is not a good business. It is a pretty scummy corporation. And I know that's hard for people to do on social media. Take baby steps, okay? See what you can do about just disabling your account to begin with. And then see if you can work your way off of it to where you've disabled your account, you don't feel like you need Facebook anymore. Pull your data, download your data off of it and just erase your account completely, you know? But that's my piece about Facebook and Meta. It's not a good company, man. They've done a lot of really, really scummy stuff. And but as far as their metaverse stuff goes and the way it looks, I understand why it would be like pretty drab and not hardware intensive to allow access to a wide array of people, right? Because we were talking about, you know, there are all kinds of different VR hardware, right? Some are very, very, you know, expensive models that are run on some amazing pieces of hardware. And then there are some that are very basic that can't run real crazy stuff. And they want as many people to be able to access the metaverse as possible. So it's not a bad play on their part. They're still getting drilled for it. I haven't been on it, only using Instagram. I haven't been on it for a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to where about, you know, I feel like that's another thing. You know, we talk about addiction a lot. People get, you know, social media is a very addictive thing for a lot of people. I'm going to be playing Fall Guys, and then I'm going to be playing some Apex. So that's the plan for today. I'll start off with some Fall Guys, and we'll play a little bit of Apex to probably end the stream up. Yep. That's the plan for today. Yep. As far as the whole social media thing goes, it's very addictive for a lot of people. I used to have, you know, I used to be on Facebook a lot back. And a big thing for me was, you know, I moved around a lot. I left home as a young adult. It was an easy way initially for me to keep in touch with people. But then I started realizing, you know, that it wasn't necessarily good for me. People spend an excessive amount of time on social media and stuff. Oh, okay, cool, Aller. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll be back later or something, and we'll be able to get some rounds in or something. We'll see. So I think it's one of those things like we talk about a lot. Anything in life can be used in excess or consumed in excess, and it's about moderation, right? Using it. Yo, gamer, what's up, buddy? Using stuff in moderation is good, but whenever you find yourself, and I think social media is one of those things where you can find yourself just trying to take a look at stuff for a brief moment, and all of a sudden an hour's gone by or whatever, you know, and it's like, geez, that's a lot of time. But it's different for each individual person and what they feel like is an excessive amount of time and what's good and not good for them and things. But I just think that some of the companies behind some of the social media stuff as well are just not good companies. Hooked on Rumbleverse? Oh, cool, Aller. I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, our buddy Wick, dude, he plays a lot of it. Here, let me shout Wick out real quick, man. Wick's my mod. And he streams in the evenings opposed to me quite often. And he's been playing a lot of Rumbleverse, dude. See, that's what he was playing last. And he's pretty good at it, dude. And our other buddy Cash, Casual Gamer, he's a streamer as well. And him and Wick, I think, have been tag teaming a lot. Oh, yeah. Cool, Aller. Thanks, man. Good. Yeah, Wick's been tearing up the Rumbleverse, man. Yeah, so I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. Yeah, it's a cool time. Yeah. I'll probably play more of it, just not this weekend. I think I'm gonna get in some Apex today. I didn't stream any Apex yesterday, so I'll stream some Apex today instead. But I want to get some Fall Guys in too. I had some fun with Fall Guys yesterday, so play some of that. The other thing with VR. Here's the thing with VR. Yeah. I mean, well, we talk about that too, gamer. I think it depends, you know. I think Twitch can be an absolutely toxic place. No doubt about it. It can be an absolutely toxic place. And again, you know, one of my big things before I ever went live with my channel was trying to make sure that to a great extent, this was going to be a place where we could have fun and laugh and everything, but that we avoided a lot of that, right? Because that's not what I wanted. It's not the kind of environment that I wanted to be at every day. And if I was going to hang out with people every day and play games, I wanted it to be a spot where I didn't have to deal with that kind of stuff, right? So I think, you know, to a different kind of extent, because it is more of a live stream kind of interactive process, people are able to kind of set their own, you know, kind of world here and what they want and what they want to get out of it. But inherently online, man, you know, the anonymity that the online community gives people allows people to be toxic in the first place, right? So, and that's what a lot of people want. A lot of people just want to be toxic, nasty individuals, and there are plenty of places online for them to do that. There's no doubt about it. Twitch is absolutely a community-based, engaging kind of situation. Yeah. So as far as social media, yeah, absolutely. It's a bit different than some of the other ones. Oh, well, I mean, I never necessarily had an issue with the app itself. It's the kinds of things that that company has done, man. That's what I would prompt people to do. Look into the background of what Facebook is, what Meta is, and what they've done in the past. That's what I'm getting people to try to take a look at. It's not just what the app is, right, and what it does for people. It's what that business is a part of and what they've done. I'm not going to get into it. It would go forever. Just research for yourself. I'm not going to try to sway anybody, right? Take it upon yourself. My stance is that everything I know about the company makes me believe that they are a very, very kind of evil, scummy corporation. And that's why I try to advocate for people to move away from them. The company as a whole is pretty, they've done some pretty nasty stuff, man. And so that's why I would just educate yourselves on it. Make your own decision. And if you don't see things the same way, cool. You know, that's it. VR, man, let's talk about VR. VR, we have other community members that have VR, and it's a cool thing. I would love to get myself wrapped up in VR, but it is a slow-moving incorporation into gaming and let alone the world. But it's becoming more and more prevalent, right? So, I mean, you see it even outside of gaming where, for instance, like sports are starting to use it more often for training purposes, right? Whether it be, you know, instead of like actual batting practice for baseball players, they'll use VR sometimes, or even golf, same thing. Because it does, they've created software that presents you with actual lifelike scenarios for the VR to simulate exact lifelike situations, right? For these sporting kinds of situations. It's being incorporated more, even to the point of like real estate and stuff. You don't actually have to go see a house. You can be on the other side of the world, throw on VR, and you can go look around a house, right? Things like that. Architectural design, you name it. So VR, even outside of gaming, is becoming more prevalent. In the gaming world, it's been slowly adapted, right? And it's getting there. So I think it has not come along as fast as a lot of people thought it would, but I think it's still coming. We're seeing PlayStation has been big on it. Their PS4 had their first iteration of PlayStation Virtual Reality, right? PSVR. And they're about to come out with PSVR 2 for the PS5. So they're pushing heavy into it. And I think there have been a lot of games that have incorporated VR very well. And the further we move along with technology, I think the more prevalent it will become, right? It's just taking time. I think that's the big play. Yeah. This is the last article I have, guys. So, if you have anything to add, let me know. I'll address it, and we'll talk about it before we move on to our gaming stuff for the day, okay? Rainbow Six Siege shows off new operator, teases full reveal. Ubisoft prepared Rainbow Six Siege players this week for the full reveal of the game's next operator. Character from Singapore named Grim. Nice name. Grim will be the operator added to Siege as part of Operation Brutal Swarm, the operation which was named prior to this reveal in leaks that have now been proven accurate. We'll see the full reveal of the new character on August 21st, Ubisoft said. But similar to how we learned of the operator's name already, there are already some details pertaining to his kit that have leaked. The trailer below offered Siege players one of their best looks yet at the new operator, with Grim towering over someone who is presumably his target. More interesting than that are the bee-like drones buzzing around the scene, drones which the game's next operation appears to be named after. Take a quick look. Oh, yeah.
The faint buzz is a warning. It may be the last everything you hear. But
I mean, we just talked about this the other day,
you'll
Gabe.
see.
So, I mean, I'll finish reading this and I'll comment on your thing there in chat, gamer. We talked about this the other day. It's evident that the drones are to be Grimm's unique gadget, though we don't see what they actually do. Leaks, however, have attempted to clarify the purpose of these drones. One such leak appeared to show the whole how-to tutorial for using these drones, alongside descriptions that show what they do. If that leak is to be believed, the drones are dispensed from canisters hidden inside of the Kawan hive, which can be shot at and stuck to surfaces. Opponents who pass through the swarm of drones are pinged several times to reveal their location. There's no mentioning in the leaks of these drones dealing damage in any way, so they appear to be used solely for information. Ubisoft hasn't outright announced what Grimm can do, however, so we've only got that to go off of for now. Other leakers who normally share things like loadouts and such have had their accounts targeted and taken down in some cases. So it looks like we won't get quite as much pre-reveal information about Grimm. The good news is that players won't have to wait much longer for that reveal. As usual, Ubisoft tied its Grimm reveal to an esports event. You'll have to tune into the 6th Berlin Major 2022's finals on August 21st, today at 4:30 a.m. Pacific. That's already started, to see the reveal. Okay. Okay, Aller, yo, thanks for being here, buddy. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you later, man. Yeah. Good to see you, buddy. So, gamer, I'll discuss with you real quick that comment you have there, okay? Here's my take on it, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday. As far as the hot tub stream goes, stuff like that, I mean, I am not somebody to yuck somebody else's yum, and I am not going to dog other content creators for finding a way to pull in viewers. You know what I mean? It does not appeal to me. I don't see it as I don't necessarily understand it. You know, I don't understand the pull. What it is about those streams that they get so many people interested in watching it. And I mean, again, it's like just somebody sitting in a two-piece in a hot tub, writing people's names on a whiteboard or something. Dude, I can do that. You know what I mean? I don't think I get as many viewers as some of those other people do, but Syke might disagree right there on that sentiment. But I mean, I'm not going to dog somebody else for finding a way to create content that has proven successful for them, right? I don't necessarily understand it, man. I just don't. So one of the things we also hit on is like the thing that's rough is like, where does it end and where what's the line? Where's the line drawn for Twitch? And it's a platform for social interaction and I love the fact that Twitch is out here to be able to give people the opportunity to engage and create communities and show off talents and abilities and their crafts and arts. And I think it's amazing, so as far as that goes, I love Twitch for that. And I think what's funny is you bring it, like many people would think this is uncalled for or being very disrespectful to women. And most of the time that's like women, probably seeing other women as being disrespectful to their own gender, right? Because they're out there just like flaunting themselves for basically money. Yeah. And I think that you're right to an extent. I think that there are probably other people, not even just women. There are probably a lot of men out there that see it as like, man, that's just, you know, disrespectful to yourself and other people just to, but I mean, again, as far as I'm concerned, they found a way to create some content that apparently other people enjoy, you know? And I don't necessarily understand. It's just like, it goes along with like ASMR. I don't understand ASMR. I'm not gonna kink shame somebody, you know? Like, it's just, it doesn't appeal to me, man. As a matter of fact, like ASMR, especially listening to people's mouth noises, is a turnoff for me, dude. I don't want to hear other people chew. I don't want to hear like mouth noises. Yo, Happy Chef, what's up, buddy? So it's like I just don't get it. I don't get it. Apparently, there's an amount of people in the world that's kind of their kink, man. That's the stuff they dig, and cool. It's just not for me, you know. And so I'm not here to kink shame anybody. I'm not here to yuck people's yums, as it were. And as far as people, you know, making a name for themselves doing hot tub streams or whatever, I don't necessarily see it as them hurting anybody, you know, and so does it make me wonder what it is about it that people find so engaged, you know, like it. I don't understand what it is that appeals to people about it, you know. Is it just the engagement? There's some a very, you know, usually a pretty beautiful person, what by standards most people would consider a beautiful person, physically, engaging with you in a technological way. The appeal there, I just don't get. I don't get it. Like, I feel like people might have a false sense of what that actually is going on there, you know. And the thing that I don't understand is like how that has become such a popular thing. Whenever there are all kinds of free sites online, man, where you can get way more, way deeper into that kind of content. You know what I mean? Way more risky kind of content, you know, if that's what you're looking for. So I don't know. Again, I don't quite understand because it doesn't appeal to me. But I don't know, man. Try not to judge, but yeah, I think it's human nature that we end up doing it from time to time, you know. We just do our best to try not to. Why did Blizzard get in trouble? No, what Blizzard did not just get in trouble for remarks against women. There was like basically a toxic. There was a lot of different stuff going on in Blizzard, man. There was this toxic, like, misogynistic culture going on within, apparently, where, like, they would do BlizzCons, dude, and female employees were being harassed. There was, like, this frat, you know, the whole, like, quote, unquote, like, frat mentality kind of thing. That was going on. There was a lot of sexual harassment and things like that going on within Blizzard. There was a lot of, it wasn't just like a single remark or anything. There was a long-standing trend of bad, toxic, misogynistic, bad managerial, you know, kind of culture going on there. Not just misogynistic and sexual harassment and stuff like that. There was just a lot of bad stuff, but specifically towards women. Things like that were going on. So it was to a much greater extent than just like saying something. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's I'm not always necessarily going to get it, but I'm not gonna dog somebody else for finding a way to gain viewers, and I just don't understand necessarily why it attracts people, but it is what it is, man. And I don't know that I necessarily see the I don't know that I necessarily see the hot tub streams as something that are like shouldn't be allowed. I don't know, because then you're talking about like, okay, that like opens this whole can of worms, right? Opens a whole can of worms where, and this is the last I'll say, and then we'll move on. Then it's like hot tub streams are not allowed. Then they're like, well, I was just swimming, I was just IRL swimming, and then it's like, okay, well then nobody can do a swimming stream. And then it's like, where does it go from that? And it's like this whole rabbit hole thing. So it's got to be very hard for Twitch, man. That's what I'll say. It's got to be very hard for Twitch. Good points, though. It's good discussion, and I appreciate you bringing up those topics and talking about it and everything. That's just my point of view, and it's not necessarily going to be the what everybody else considers the right point of view, but that's just my take on it. I'll stop ranting. I'll stop talking there and say thank you guys for the amazing news segment, for being here and being the amazing people you are, helping make this community such an awesome place for me to be every day. That's going to be it for the news. We're going to move into a little bit of Fall Guys and Apex Legends for the rest of the stream today. I hope everybody's weekend's going very well. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're enjoying the content, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and the rest of these amazing individuals at 6 o'clock a.m. CST, where we go live and begin every single stream off with video gaming news, okay, before we hit whatever gaming content we have slated for the day. I don't know. Other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for August 22nd's edition of Video Gaming News. All right.